Welcome back to another just quick deep dive on Dungeon Crawler Carl, and just my read experience. So I am at the point in the novel where they just went on that second interview midway through the week, and it was a round table, and they just learned that there was a bombing of one of the other trailers that they thought Carl was going to be in. And it was from the Maestro and the Skull Empire or something like that. And I have a few. I essentially have three things that I want to talk about with this whole series, because that's kind of the point that I'm up to. And I'm starting to work on more theories and starting to think more about the grand scope of things. And I really, really enjoy Dinniman's style of giving us small little peek backs behind the curtain of really what's going on in this world. And I feel like it's starting to expand. Like, there's Earth, but there's also all these other, obviously systems, but there's also all these other ships kind of parked outside of Earth that are kind of like taking advantage and like maximizing the media opportunities for this. So I like the small peeks that we get behind the scenes of different political ideas. Like, Carl in that little round table was kind of talking about all the different things that the people could do to kind of rebel against their government that's oppressive, all that kind of stuff. I don't want to talk about that much because I don't really understand all that much about it yet. And I kind of misunderstand some of the names and some of the places and locations and like really what the political struggles are. But I want to talk about three things in regards to the crawl. So the first thing that I want to talk about is the idea of why Mortimer is not happy to be a manager. It kind of came out, but Carl's understanding was the same as mine of like why Mortimer gives a reason, but his reason seems actually beneficial for him being a manager rather than non-beneficial. So there's something behind why Mortimer doesn't really want to be a manager that I don't quite understand yet. Like, I have a feeling that it's going to be some kind of like political upheaval. Like, maybe if his crawler wins, something bad happens to him, or I don't know. I don't really know what it's going to be, but it seems like the further levels that Carl goes down, the more money he makes that he can kind of get out of this and live a little bit prettier. So the reason why he's so upset is just strange to me. I don't understand that yet. So I think that's one part that I'm kind of excited to get to. The second part of what I think, that my second point, Beatrice is either alive. Don't think she's alive. But I also do think she's going to come back as an AI. I think she can't be out of this novel. So I think there's going to be one quest that kind of brings Beatrice back, potentially. And it's going to be to the detriment of Princess Donut. There's a resounding thing in the back of my head that I really hope doesn't happen. But I feel like Donut might eventually die in one of these books, which I would be really, really bummed out about. But I think that might happen. And then the third thing that I want to talk about, I really just think Beatrice is going to kind of come back as an AI. Maybe it's going to really mess with Donut, and then something terrible is going to happen. I don't think that she's alive, but potentially. But the third thing that I want to talk about is maybe connected with that, because my ultimate guess is like they talked about how the ship that was blown up had the Maestro on it. I think that's a lie. I think the Maestro is still alive. And I think the Maestro is going to come hunt Carl. I really think that's what he's going to do, because he was stripped of his title. He has no honor anymore in his family. So what is left for this guy to do than to enter into the dungeon and to go hunt for Carl? I feel like 100% that is where this is going to go. I feel like there's going to be an entire book related to that, like the hunt for Carl or something like that. I'm like 99% sure that's going to happen. I feel like the book is kind of just leading me to believe that to some extent. It makes me want to think that the Maestro is dead, but there's no chance that he's dead. Or at the very least, if he's dead, then one of his other relatives is going to come and hunt Carl down. So there's the element of stress that comes with that. And I think this is something that Dinniman is getting better at, is like making it seem so like you're not just going from quest to quest to quest to quest or battle to battle to battle, but there's also a threat behind them and threats in front of them. Like, the threat behind them is this woman that wants to kill Carl, and she's kind of hunting for him, and she has this token that, at any time she can just say where Carl's name, and she'll get transported right to him, or she'll find right where he is. And the same thing with the Maestro. I think he's going to come back in the future and be another kind of like push and pull. There's something behind him and there's something in front of him. So I think Dinniman's style is getting good. I'm like very intrigued in this book. I'm missing some of the details, I think, but I think it's a funly well written book so far. Like, obviously it's not going to, like, you know, be the greatest award winner ever, but it's just like a fun story that I am really enjoying. And I keep saying that, but I just want to reiterate that. I get excited to go for walks where I can kind of just tune out and listen to this book. So that's what I'm going to go do now. So I hope you enjoyed. Make sure you subscribe if you made it this far in the video. You can also like it, and I'll see you in the next one.